Hello, sexy souls. Oh gosh, it looks so much better with the light a little further. Why not? Unless it's one of those days. I had to get me another thing of coffee. It's been a busy morning. But for crying out loud, I was doing okay. I was doing all good. And then voila, I got tired all of a sudden. I was like, no. So here I am. All right, welcome to Weird and Woo-Woo, where I am weird and we get woo-woo, okay? So it's kind of in the title, right? Right. Go ahead and grab your cup of coffee, your matcha, your tea, your wine, your lemon water. I don't care what it is, whatever you got. Settle in and let's see if there is a message for today. All righty. Probably should put a little more sugar in it, but whatever. We're going to just dive in, guys, okay? I just heard relax. Relax. Like, it just feels like somebody needs to relax. Like, that sounds very basic. You know when you get real apprehensive about something and you don't, like, or you're so used to your energy being wound up. Let's put it that way. I'm feeling like a wound up energy. You're so used to being wound up that when the moment comes to relax, you just can't. And so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it feels like somebody going, relax. Like, no reason to worry. Don't do that. Just relax. Thunder. Since YouTube isn't announcing it, I'll let my group know. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so somebody is going to get a chance or is going to have the opportunity to relax, and it's almost as if it's like they need to be reminded to do it, that it's okay to do it, that they get the opportunity to do it, or they exist in the apprehensive, wound up energy for so much they don't know what that looks like or feels like. Because it just feels like I want to slink back into some kind of cushiony, comfy something or other. And just settle in. You know, like just, that's what it feels like. Okay. I don't know. I think it's kind of a little weird. Okay, we're going to start with Secret Tarot. Hey, Peter. See, YouTube pulls this stunt. Like, they haven't even put it out there yet. You see, I have a separate thing. I'm subscribed to my own channel so I can see what's going on, right? And I can tell when it doesn't give notifications. So, let's see how long it takes for them to put it out there to notify anybody. We got 8 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles. Something about the 10 of Pentacles is coming in exceptionally fast. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, YouTube does that. Like, why would they hold that back? That's how I know it's not just based upon how somebody has, like, whether or not they've hit the notification. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, and I've also noticed, I think that they're trying to do that to push so that people will schedule their lives in hopes that more people will show up. You know what I mean? Like, if people just pop on. And so, because I get those all the time. And then you can, even though you've already done the bell, you can hit notify me. When it comes to your feed. Like, you know, like tomorrow at this time. And I'm like, it's whatever. Well, that 10 of Pentacles is sticking around. All right. So somebody can relax or is going to be able to, doesn't know how to. There's some fucking shit coming in that you want. Wish fulfillment. They're saying a wish. Flat out. That isn't personal self. I mean, you're gonna be content, absolutely. But it's like a wish. 10 of Swords. End of something. End of a cycle. Only way is up. I saw that underneath. The 2 Swords. Ace of Wands, 10 of Cups, okie dokies. The motherfucker showed up, 10 of Pentacles. Right next to the 10 of, we got 3 10s, guys, 10, 10, 10. And there's that relax. You can finally fucking relax, unwind. Like, you don't gotta be uptight, apprehensive. Like, you can chill. All right, the thing that's bringing my attention the most is the 2 of Swords. I feel question marks around the 2 of Swords. So we're going to start there. I'm not even going to, we've got the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. We've got the 10 of Swords. That is, the worst of it is fucking over. That is done. Okay. Things can only get better. Look, they finally surrendered. They're like just waiting for the moment. All right. And then the 2 of Swords, question marks. Then we have the Ace of Wands, something that's coming in, something that sparks something new within your life, a new endeavor, a new start, a new spark. Extreme joy being experienced and exchanged with other people, okay? Security, like the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Everybody fucking wants that shit in their reading, okay? So whatever this Ace of Wands is, this new breath of fresh air, this new life, they're just saying new life. Because, you know, on the wand, that's where, like, usually from the wands is where, like, new branches form and stuff like that. So they're showing me a plant that when you propagate a plant, you know, you take like a branch of it or you take a stem of it, a stick of it, and you plant it in the ground and now it'll grow a new plant from it. So there's some kind of new life being given, something new that creates new growth, new life that brings about the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, okay? And it's like you can finally fucking relax. Like somebody who's so used to the ego throwing every kind of like, oh, within this, like, it's almost like they're showing me somebody that the ego loves to latch on to fear and is always showing there's this fear, this fear, that, you know, all kinds of stuff, right? And so somebody just can't fucking relax. And it's like, it's done. It's over with. You don't got to worry about that anymore. It's the idea and notion that fears, worries, and traumas of the past, like somebody said, I just don't ever want to experience this again. And so your wish is coming true. You will never have to experience this again. But somebody's ego will try, even once something is going good, is going to try to convince somebody that it's always going to be a possibility and that you still have to be on alert and that you still have to be this, that, and the other. And it's like, that's not happening. That's not happening. So let's find out about the 2 of Swords, okay? Because that's the one where it's got question marks. And I'm like, there's something there. It could be the choice to relax. Like you have to make the decision because it's one of those where it's like, you may not be able to convince yourself, mentally speaking, right? Because of too much of what you've witnessed or been through. So it's more of an intuitive knowing that everything's going to be good and that you can relax. Because the ego is going to have enough evidence from your past to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? To try and convince you otherwise. But the funny thing is, or maybe it's a choice. Oh, it's a choice to take up this Ace of Wands is something new being offered that offers new life, new growth, new passion, a new excitement. This is a desire that somebody has. A desire they've expressed in the form of a wish. And so this could be a choice on it. So somebody's mind maybe have like competing thoughts, competing beliefs about it, right? The two swords. But the fact that we have this one where, again, anytime I see them cross in the middle, it's the idea and notion that the truth is somewhere in the middle. Like, yes, are these things a potentiality? Yes, could tragedy strike again? Yes, could But the truth that's a truth. Like the world is the way it is. You've experienced these things. You know it's a potentiality. But the other truth is, but not you. Not anymore. Because sometimes we feel like we have to choose one thing to be true, which negates and makes the other thing not true. So this could be the sense of the balance is restored within you to recognize that they're both true. This and that are true at the same time. I'm pulling cards. I want to know exactly what this is. Alyssa, hey! All right, what is the 2? Okay, Golden Universal. 2 swords, please. This is a little bit of a compromise. That's what restores the balance. Like, you're not meant to choose one or the other. So it is a bit of a this and that are true. And so somewhere it's in the middle. Somewhere it's there's a compromise to be had. That's the only way to balance the scales, to get exactly, okay, hold on. 3 of Swords, and the rest of them all face down. These 3 were together, and then this is over here. So I'm going to flip this one next. Justice. Okay, so what's in the middle? Yep. Okay, so there's a level of letting go or leaving something. I want to say is specifically the disbelief that you have to leave behind, because we've got the 3 of Swords. Remember, the thing that breaks your heart is the way you see something. Okay? It's your mind. Your attachment to something. And maybe the attachment to always feeling like you've got to believe in the worst of things and acknowledge it and be very logical about something, because that's the only way you're going to stay safe, because the only person there to look out for you is you, and and so you've got to be prepared. You can't be vulnerable, or you can't be vulnerable. You can't be naive. You can't be, that kind of thing, right? So there's a sense of, because it's right next to the 5 of Swords. So it's literally like the thoughts that stop you, that tell you something's not possible, that where you end up hurting yourself, hurting your own heart. That almost make you feel like you're not worth it. Because maybe there's something about this where you assume whatever this Ace of Wands is, which this new passion, this new potential for life is going to be like somebody, like your brain is just going to be like, this, and this is wrong with it. Or it's going to say it's not going to pan out the way you want anyway. So don't believe this. Just think, okay, well, maybe this, which really limits yourself. Because there's a level of questioning whether you can do it, whether you're able to make something happen, or whether or not this is what you've been asking for. Because at the center of this is the Magician, which is your manifestation. But it's also having the capacity and the ability to handle that manifestation. I heard ride that pony. That you can do this, that you're capable of it, that it's, and then we have the Knight of Swords, that you're capable of this because it's such a massive change. This is going to be utter 180 trajectory. So yes, there is a level of separation. Your doubt in your ability to handle and manage this Okay, separation, like the conflict that you will experience as a result of leaving something behind, is a thing that could stop you. Like this conflict, this there may be a level of severing. You know what I mean? Like maybe it could be leaving family behind. It could be leaving a job behind, and you're afraid that you're going to shoot yourself in the foot by doing this. It could be I mean, let's think about the thoughts that could come into play when something comes in. They're talking about those thoughts winning out because this is the sword suit, right? We have one gentleman here. He's got all the swords. These other two gentlemen are walking away. They've given up. They've laid their sword down. And it's like you could battle this out in your head to the point where ego wins out, but at what cost? You could sit here and say, I won't do this until these things are met, because somewhere in your ego, your mind believes that these things need to occur or must occur or are the quote unquote safety net that you need, because that's the logical fucking thing to do, because ego is smart. Ego knows. We've witnessed and dealt with this so many different times. We got to do this. But the problem is you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're hurting. Only person you're hurting is yourself. Okay? You got to believe that you have the capacity to fulfill this without the demands of meeting X, Y, and Z as proof. Then I'll be able to make this decision. And it's like, no, there's a compromise. Okay? There's a compromise. It's almost as if it's a compromise between you and spirit. I will ensure your safety. I will ensure there will be success. I will ensure that this change leads to your karmic justice, to your karmic rewards. I will make sure that the scales are balanced and that you get to live in your truth, and that everything that I tell you I'm going to do, I follow through with. But guess what? You don't get to put demands on me. You don't get to say X, Y, and Z needs to happen, because you need to be ready, willing, and on the go. Oh, it's raining. When this thing pops off. So it's a yes or it's a no. There's no conditions, because this is what you wished for. But you don't get to put parameters on it. It's like telling somebody, I want to, I want you to show that you love me and everything. But you all, it also loses its meaning when you tell somebody, but it only can look like this. If a person isn't free to express their love to you, how they feel, and it's a two-way street. Like if you're only expressing to somebody the way that you would interpret love, but yet not the way that they would. You see what I'm saying? Like it's the idea and notion that there's all these little conditions of you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why they're giving me relationship stuff now, but it's like, I'll stay, but X, Y, and Z, and it's kind of like, or I'll go only if you do this. It's holding something hostage that should be a gift. That is a gift. So Spirit's like, no, I need you on your A game. I need you to show up and show out. I need you to be a magician. That when I give you these things, you do exactly as you said you would have done. Because something in the wish was like, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And I feel like you've agreed to something. When you agreed to something by making this wish, you entered into a mutual agreement with Spirit about something, that you would pull your own weight, that you would show the fuck up, that you would follow through. Like, if you bring me this, absolutely, I'm going to. So that's what it all hinges on. And so there is going to be a level of sacrifice, because when it's a co-creation, not everything is in your control. When it is a compromise, not everything will bend to your will. You have to be amenable to this situation. You've got to fucking be flexible. You want me to do this shit, you need to fucking meet me in the middle. That's what it is. Meeting something in the middle in order to get your justice. Get it? In order to get life back into balance, to get your karmic rewards, you have to meet in the middle. Okay, so give me a little bit more on this. And it's going to, so yeah, something has to be left behind. Something has to be cut out. And somebody's like, and it's like, no, it has to. Okay. A little bit of it, I think a portion of it, what makes it difficult for you to let go of a certain something, it may be an expectation, it may be an attachment, whatever it is, it's because it's something that the ego wants to hold on to, the mind is justifying holding on to, or is scrutinizing here. And they're like, no, but you still have to let go of it. So you may in your mind say, I feel like it has something to do with those like parameters, like I'll do this if this. No, what you get to sacrifice is that fucking list of expectations. Or I'll it's that safety net. It's the everything's going to be good. No, because I thought you was a magician. That might be also part of the relax. Like maybe you need to kind of relax right now. Maybe you're too fucking uptight and wound right now about how something's going to happen, the way that it's going to unfold, and the order in which it unfolds. And they're like, fucking take a pause, take a break, meditate, chill the fuck out is what I want to say. Yes. Something that's in perfect alignment, a soul contract is coming in that's a part of this. We've talked about this the last time. It's like somebody doesn't necessarily want to either rely on a person or to have their wish come through a person, but it is. And you get to compromise on this. You want the wish. Let me bring it in how it needs to come in. You want something, but you also want to put 20 million parameters down around how it has to occur. I don't know about you, but if I'm willing to help somebody and they start placing all these fucking demands, I'm like, peace the fuck out. No, you can do it on your own. Like the level of entitlement that comes with that. And that's just me as a human with other people. I'm like, no, thank you. No fucking thank you. Let me just tell you, it used to piss me off. We'll say that there's been somebody in my family before. There's a dish, a specific meal that was learned in another country and it was taught to me, right? And naturally, I make it the way that I can in the moment, right? If time's short, I might take some shortcuts. And there's been times where people have wanted the meal and it's like, oh, well, now it's really late, or, oh, this is all I've got right now. And so I accommodate. I say, okay, I'll do it. I'll make you something. But then they bitch and complain because you made this too small. And then you put it in there like this. And I'm sorry. I really want to be like, beggars can't be choosers. So somebody is in a position to receive a lot and somehow is like, other people would take this. Other people would take this in a fucking heartbeat. But you want to kind of put a pause on shit. You want to pause it. Oh, that's what this four swords is. You want to put a pause on some shit because of the way that it's going to fucking show up or how it's being brought in or when it's happening. It's so funny when people want something and then it shows up. No. Like these things should happen first. Excuse me? It's the gift, looking a gifted horse in the mouth, right? Like that saying, it's like the fucking audacity. There's a million people out here that would want that. I just spent 2 hours in there making the meal and all you can do is be condescending or belittle or tell me just all the millions of ways I did it wrong because it's not how you would have done it. Oh, there it is. Telling spirit they're doing it wrong because it's not how you would have done it. Uh-oh. We got to the heart of something here. Okay. I feel like spirit got a little bit of attitude. Amazing how sometimes, like, and let me use the scenario of my family member. It's like, they can't do it for themselves. They were not in the position to be like, you know what I mean? Like when somebody goes out of your way, when spirit goes out of your way to do something nice for you, and you're like, well, I would have done it like this. Take it back. What the? You might want to be careful of saying no, because you don't know when that shit's going to happen again. Because let me fucking tell you how long it was before I motherfucking made that meal again. Or even spent that much time on something again. Or gave a shit if they liked what was on their fucking plate after that. You want a bitch? Get up off your fucking ass and do it your goddamn self. And I feel like it's a little bit like that right now. Right? Especially if the person was saying it a million times. Oh, we haven't had this in a long time. Oh, I really could use some of the, I really love it. And then somebody goes out of their way. And because one little ingredient isn't to your liking. No. Okay, we're getting called out. I mean, it's one thing if you're really just like, let's say I put an ingredient in there that the person gags on and it's not their fault. They can't. They don't, they're like, I'm so sorry. I really wish I could like this, but I can't. I'm not there right now. Like I just can't. I naturally do this, right? So if there's a position where it was like, I really can't actually do this because some legitimate harm or something would come up, or like, you weren't emotionally ready. But I feel like this is just you throwing a fit or a tantrum like a fucking 4-year-old because of somehow, like, I just feel like you feel the need to be in control. It ain't because you don't like the ingredient. It isn't because somehow it's just asking too much. It really isn't. It's like I swear in this scenario, this person didn't like that I cut the bacon too small. I like the bigger chunks of bacon. You still fucking have bacon and a shit ton of it. And it had the same flavor, the same taste, the same juiciness, the same everything. Everything was just right. But one little thing. So you're going to complain the entire time. You're going to drag your feet the entire time. You're going to scowl and look at it like the entire fucking time. Because I cut the bacon too small. Somebody might want to get their fucking attitude straight before spirit says, never fucking mind. That's what it feels like. And I got to be honest with you. It's almost as if spirit's not there yet. But it reminds me of me being a parent and my children, you know when your kids start to do something, you're like, excuse me? Right? Like they almost go too far. I thought we had an agreement here that if I make you this meal, that you would compromise and allow me to do what I've got to do in order to be able to make it tonight. Because weren't you the one that wanted it now? You couldn't wait another 2 days, 2 years for me to get the other ingredients just so. Right? That's what it feels like. And so they're kind of like, it's like almost crossing the line. And they're just going, There was an agreement here. And I swear I do. I feel like you were like, I'm going. Like, I'm going to do this. As soon as it shows up, I'm taking this baton and I'm running with this shit. Fuck yeah. I will let go. I'll cut loose all that stuff. And they warned you ahead of time. We've had plenty of readings about getting your mind right, getting prepared. They said the only thing that'll stop you, the reason why we had, I feel like it was 2, maybe 3 months ago, was all about the mental and where that will stop you and how you'd have to have the strength and the wherewithal. And they keep telling you, say yes, say yes. That you're there. It's just this piece. Don't be vengeful. Don't be spiteful just because a certain element is happening a certain way. Like, forgive the fucking past and what has happened, because you can't take that shit with you. And I'm telling you right now, the energy you're in right now is all too familiar, reminiscent of the past, being so upset about the way things went down. That I'm telling you right now, the only fucking person you're gonna hurt is yourself. Spirit gonna be just fine. So you may be angry with something and you may feel like, and it's like, it shouldn't be to this degree anymore. You need to fucking let it go. So one more quick reminder, you're gonna need to fucking take a pause. Take a Zen moment. Take some time to get yourself mentally and spiritually correct. Because this thing is showing up. And depending on your response, depends on whether or not you get any kind of justice. If you ain't willing to let shit the fuck go, those old thoughts, the reasonings and things like that. And then I feel like there's a major, because these two are separation cards. You're going to have to separate yourself from something. And I think it's the mental part that stops you from being able to separate from something. And they're like, because the thing that's at risk is your 10 of cups and your 10 of pentacles. This is not just being satisfied and happy and content with things within yourself despite your external circumstances. This is joy, being an inflow between you and your environment, between you and all that is around you. You and your family, you and your friends, you and your work, you and your location, you and your house. Like, this is what that is. The 10 is more than just the self. This is pure joy and longevity and prosperity and things that outpour beyond just yourself, and ensure that your cup won't go running dry, because if those external to you are also in this capacity, it will come back to you. Like, this is the connections and the community and things like that surround you. And this is the joy, pure bliss and happiness. That's what's at risk. That's what's at risk. Oop, wrong way. So you need to get your mind right. Because it's not long. This is not a hangman energy. This is a quick pause. This is let me take a moment. This is not a stopping the whole day. This is, I'm going to meditate real quick. You don't got much more time. Because remember on the split, it was the 8 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles. It's either a yes or it's a no. And remember when we said, like, somehow it was like, there was that reading where it was like asking spirit, like, now or never kind of thing. And they're like, well, then if you say no, it's no. If you say you can't wait, then it's a no. And how it was like this idea, or like it was Yeah, I remember that one. It was like, if you say yes, then yes. Like they somehow flip the script on you. Don't tell spirit that you're willing to do something and not fucking show up and do it. Don't say you're ready or willing for something you ain't ready for. Don't let your human aspect fuck it up. Because like that's the ego. You tell that motherfucker, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, please. Okay. Because we got 2 Ace of Wands here. New era elements. Three of Cups. You are hold on 1 second, I'm looking for something. How many times have I got without fucking cards and they can't tell me what the fuck something is? Thank you. Jesus Christ. We have the choice between the Three of Cups or the Devil. You can stay stuck in a particular pattern, behavior, illusion, or you can see the opportunities. You can celebrate. This is literally like pessimism versus optimism. This is belief versus disbelief. This is, I can either get out, I can either make the right choice and have a reason to celebrate, or I can stay stuck in a fucking pattern. That's what it is. And so they're like, you need to pick your poison. You need to figure out where your area of focus is. Eight of Pentacles is the area of focus. The one that brings prosperity. Because we got the World card. Meaning, I feel like that's the choice. There's a choice. There's an ending of a cycle. You get to determine how the next phase is going to be. Where are you choosing? What are you focusing on? Hey, Shruti. Hey, Trisha. I don't know if it was a weird energy today, but I had like some definite things going on. Let's find out more about this Ace of Wands. Okay, the whole fucking thing wanted to, I'm gonna put it back because I tried stopping it and grabbing it, and I don't know which ones were supposed to fly out and which ones weren't. So let's go ahead and redo this. Okay, Ace of Wands. Well, we kind of knew that, Captain Obvious. Something new. Something new. Like, get your mind right. Get your mind right. We have something new that we are building in our life. Hierophant is all about making something a reality external to you that reflects you, right? So in the middle between this brand new thing that we get to build in our life, that we create in our life, is the deception card. Remember, we can deceive ourselves, or we can have Seven of Swords is also about positive mental preparation, positioning ourselves to succeed mentally. It is taking stock, assessing, and getting your fucking mind right. Give me more on the Hierophant. I think this is like spiritually a new start for you. There's a new start in somebody's life within their material world, within their reality, their 3D world is what I'm trying to say. And they're so in their head. They're so anxious. They've got a million worries. We've got the Nine of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. What does that got to do with? Whatever this Ace of Wands is, it creates a completely brand new start, kind of a little wet behind the ears a bit type of energy. This Page of Pentacles, this new start that you're worried and concerned with, that you should be joyful about. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. It's like, it's just a new emotional experience is what they want to say. Somebody's very concerned with. Temperance card, alchemy, bringing balance. You want this. Here's the thing. This new beginning that you're so worried and concerned with is going to give you a new, fresh emotional outlook, bring you joy, it's a new start to feeling joyous in your life. It's going to bring things back into balance, right? It's going to alchemize the entire situation, and it's going to bring, I want to say, solidity to your life, security, reliability. Let's ask some questions. And somebody's guarded because all they can see is where they could potentially fail. Nine of Wands, my walls are up. I'm on defense mode, and then we've got Seven of Pentacles. Because it's the idea of, I planted a garden, and so now nothing's going to grow because it hasn't yet. What fucking sense does that make? Because I mean, we all do it. Every last one of us has done this, where it's like, well, nothing popped off so far. It hasn't come yet. I waited for how long? So you're just like, fuck it, and you walk away from the garden. Mighty big assumption there. Okay. Sometimes seeds planted take a while. And your logic is because, well, it hasn't yet, that it's not going to. Could you imagine a seasoned gardener having somebody come up and say that kind of shit to them? The befuddlement that would be on their brain. knowing damn good and well, like you what? You have to have that period where nothing comes up. Your crop won't produce any harvest if it doesn't have good roots. It has to unfurl appropriately. It's got to really like dig in good to absorb the nutrients. That's literally like somebody going, take this baby out. It has been 5 months and it hasn't shown up yet. It's not going to show up. Like everybody around them would be like, I'm sorry, squeeze me. This is your. What if women who were pregnant and they're like, I'm sorry, but you said this baby would be here at 40 weeks. It is 42 weeks now. I don't want it. I don't want it. Nope. You didn't bring it to me at 40 weeks. I don't want it. The fuck? I mean, okay. By all means, don't worry. Somebody else will take that bundle of joy. I'm quite certain Spirit will go find some other motherfucker that will want exactly what it is that you were wanting. Okay? Okay. The fucking logic of it. One little element wasn't there and you're like, right? Like, well, I thought I would be doing this, and this by now. Well, fill your time with something else. Shit. Like, I don't know, the other day when we said get prepared. Like, seriously. Like, I'm sorry. I have to take this approach because somebody needs to have the mirror held up to them. And I can only, like, I think Spirit used that analogy for me about the whole, like, the way something was cooked. Like, can you imagine cooking something? Well, I would do it like this. And it's like, shit, I didn't have to do this for you at all. Oh, well, there's that conversation. The idea, that's where the entitlement comes from. Spirit didn't have to do shit for you. Somebody might want to be careful. Can we sit here and agree that because of things you've gone through and because of what you've tried to endure, that you're deserving of something great and wonderful? That you could do great and wonderful things with it? Absolutely. Does Spirit owe you that? Do you have the right to be spiteful, vengeful, or throw a tantrum because of that? I don't care who you are. None of us are gonna know. I mean, I could understand if you did this massive favor for humanity, right? But I literally don't think you're Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna say. Okay. Sure, maybe you might have worked through certain things that your bloodline couldn't. But don't forget, you did that so you could have the benefit. All that healing that you did, you finally released, the traumas that were passed on to you by your family, by what they put you through and everything, was for you, okay? Just as much as it is for anybody after you, right? Healing your bloodline, right? But to classify now, that's the thing. And I think that's what Spirit wants to point out. Spirit can agree that you are so deserving of something. And people can be proud of you. But we all got our limits. We all have a point where we go, I don't care what the fuck you did. right? Like the idea of men working so suddenly they can come home and treat women however they want, and women should just be worshiping. And I'm like, I'm sorry, the entitlement, as if I'm not doing things myself. You see? Like, you do deserve to relax. You do, but we all do, right? You don't get a free pass at at parenting, because maybe once in a while I'll pick up the slack and you can do and that whatever. But like suddenly, because you worked, now you don't got to come home and parent or do anything else because I have this. Well, let's not forget you have that because somebody's sitting at home taking care of your children for you, so you don't have to pay for daycare, so you have the freedom to do that, so that you can go and work. You see, that's where we're at. Like, two things can be true at one time. So it may be just your thoughts, the way you're looking at something. It's really, I want to say, the level of you putting in all this work to poo-poo it at the last minute. Because could you imagine? Let me tell you something, guys. Let me fucking tell you something. Because if that person hadn't ate that fucking meal because the bacon was too small, I'd have thrown that shit all over them. I'd have picked that fucking plate up and said shh, 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 on top of their motherfucking head. I'd be like, ha ha, it ain't going back in the kitchen. Like, all this work, to get something to happen after all the work you did. There's Chris Reck on Minopond. One of the things that he says, he has little nuggets that are just like his little, the way he words something. And he's like, some people will give up on something right as it's coming in, because of everything they had to go through to get to that point, and it suddenly becomes too much. And he's like, why would you waste those lessons? Why would you go through all that shit just to get here and go, never mind? Don't waste everything you've been through. Don't do that. Because literally the only person you're hurting is yourself. Only person that's going to do without is going to be you. All right, what time is it? 1:09. Put these ones up, and I really just I'm curious that at this point, I'm curious. They may not tell me. That stays there. I want to know about the Ace of Wands. It came out twice, that and the Four. So it's like, one, relax now. But I got to be honest with you, because like I said, they were like, relax. Like, seriously, that's exactly what I should have told my family. I'm like, seriously, fucking relax. It's not that big of a damn deal. And maybe it's hard because, again, ego is pretty loud. And what you did go through is what you went through. So it's not like it's a lie. It's not like, you don't have the experiences. But there is a level of compromise that you have to let that go. You're gonna have to get rid of that chip that you've got on your shoulder. All right, we're gonna pull this up. Yeah, let's find out what the Ace of Wands is, and then we can peace outie. I have no clue who just did this, but I felt something like lift off of me. Like, I feel like somebody literally just said, okay. And it was sincere. Like, going and dust your shoulders off, you know, that song? Like, it's like, get that chip off your shoulder. And it was probably the first sincere moment where you're like, okay. Reminds me of, they're showing me the Four of Pentacles, where like somebody's just holding on to it. Like they can't just let it go. And it stops them from moving forward, right? That's where that stubborn energy is. Creates stagnation a little bit. So, and it feels as simple as, okay. Like somebody just agreed with spirit. Like, you know, when you sit down with your girlfriends, everybody's a girlfriend when we have these kind of calls. Okay, I don't care what outside of this you may say that you girlfriend, right? When you sit down with your girlfriend, okay, and it's like just the right moment. You may have been thinking it, you may have been knowing it, and somebody says it to you just at the right moment. You sit down with your girlfriend and your girlfriend tells you the truth about something, and you're like, you've got like no fight left in you to fight this. You know it to be true. Because you really are that ready. Like at a soul level, you're really that ready for what you wanted. And you are not, see, there's a reading about this too. You are not willing to give that up. You want to have this move on so bad. You want to have this return to the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. For some, you've never had that. They corrected me on the return. Somebody out there may have a return to this. For others, this is, you've wanted this. And maybe that's why it's so hard, because you've never had it. So, but you're like, you know, you don't want to give this up. I'm just saying that felt very sincere. It lifted from my like solar and sacral. Like I don't feel so anchored. It's funny because I don't feel like it was root. I feel like it was my soul. It's yeah. And it felt as simple as okay. Like there was like no resistance to saying that. Kudos to whoever that is. What is the Ace of Wands? Almost. Ace of Wands is I'm going to clarify that one. Oh, why do I like you? Oh my God. Didn't I just say something felt like it lifted at the, let me put this over here, at the sacral solar plexus level? We have the Death card here. And there's a key. You see where it's located? You just unblocked that. Whoever that was, you just unblocked that. And that, my dear, is your key. That is the door of opportunity. Give me a second. I do want to, like, that's a gorgeous death card. Can we just say, look at this. Look at the way, like, I don't, look up top. Look at how the death card, like, up top. I have short hands or arms, not whatever, and I can't get it. Like, it looks so gorgeous. I don't know. Like, okay, so they're showing me the idea of, you know how plants, when they die, some of them you have to let them wilt all the way to the ground because they become, like, what they leave behind in the death process becomes the nourishment for the new growth. And so it's almost as if whatever you let go of is the thing. That's the other thing. We said there was something that a compromise is the thing that allows something to happen. It's the thing that fuels. It gives birth to. The letting go gives birth to anything like, oh, son of a biscuit. Okie dokie. Okay, so let me show you what I got in before the death card. We've got the allow yourself to receive. This is the other thing too. The Three of Cups, you see how they're being bathed in this and how they're celebrating this for what it is. Three of Cups. Other people are involved. Again, that's like with the Two of Cups, like a soul connection is going to come in. Other people are involved in this. It's more than just yourself. Hence the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. Other people are involved in this situation. Other energies. And here is the Three of Cups, like pouring down this abundance. The Three of Cups is also about abundance. We did have that with the cards that I put up. So we start out with the, like, allow yourself to receive this. Don't cut it off. That's what I want to say. Because it has really strong roots. Remember, we talked about this. You're literally about to walk away from something and you're like, well, it hasn't popped through yet, so it's not going to. And it's like, what is the fucking logic in that? Right? Take a look at this Ace of Pentacles. Here it is, just now breaking ground. Look at all this intricate work that was done. All of the root system. You see that? And what you don't realize, because it's so well rooted, there's going to be more offshoots coming in. The thing that was promised to you when everything was dark and that you couldn't see, but you believed was for you, is for you. Because as it breaks ground, that book is still open. It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Oh, looky, looky. Three of Cups, the minor arcana to the Empress. The Empress is the, I'm giving birth. I've been pregnant the entire time. Am I going to give it up because it's taken so fucking long? Am I? Due date was 2 days ago. Never mind. You can take it back. I don't fucking want it. After all you went through to get to this point, make it make sense, right? I know. You already let it go. And so you get to give birth. You get to have this new life. And that's what we said. The Ace of Wands was something grows from this. They keep repeating the symbolism. The idea and notion of the Seven of Pentacles takes some time to grow. The Ace of Wands, you know, all the little branches that grow from this. The Ace of Pentacles, the well-rooted system. When you propagate something and you pick like a limb of a rose bush, and you put it in some dirt, it takes a long time. So it's almost as if they're saying, because that's a rebirth. Like you can take a dead, almost dead plant, or one that, like, you know, like even one when you get a bouquet of roses and you, like, while it's still a certain way, like you can replant that and propagate it and it'll grow. It takes a bit longer because it doesn't have a root system. This didn't have a root system. So a root system had to be established. Make sure it's solid. So that whatever grows from it will continue to be fed nourishment and will be able to last until it bears the fruit. So you propagated something. This is a true total rebirth. This was a complete, utter death and rebirth process. I know that we fantasize the whole Phoenix Rising thing, like it just comes from the ashes. That's very metaphorical. Just gonna throw that one out, okay? It's a rare occasion when shit just poof. Like I just stuck the rose into the ground, the stem, and I come back out the next morning. I'm like, oh, it has roots. No, this is the real world, okay? Real world. Empress, giving birth to something. And in the process, completely eliminating shit that you don't need. This is the pivot, the path change. This is the change. You're giving birth to change in your life. You yourself are ready. This is the Queen of Pentacles. You have the capacity. You got this. You can do it. You got it. You've got it. Don't doubt yourself. Queen of Pentacles is the baddest bitch that can do it all. Run a household, do this, that, work. But like she manages everything because she has the capacity within, the Magician card. You've got it. You're solid. Okay? So don't hold yourself back because the only thing stopping you is you. Eight of Swords. Okay. They kept giving me metaphorical shit, okay, for the Ace of Wands. Okay. I'm sure that it's different for everybody, and that's probably why. Because when you're in the Eight of Swords, you're real quick to say, oh, see, it's not for me. They don't want to give specifics. They're going to keep it very vague, but yet enough for you to know it's for you. Because of where you're, and remember, the ego doesn't like to feel like it's dying, like it's going to go through some kind of death process. So it throws shit at the wall to see what fucking sticks, right? But it really has no inkling or understanding of what the future holds because it is a human aspect. And therefore, all it knows is what has occurred in the past, what they see currently present in its environment. And that's it. Your ego cannot predict the future. Right? It only knows that which has already occurred. Programming wise, trauma wise, witnessed wise, that is it. And so if you always make your decisions based upon what was, you are bound to repeat the fucking cycle. Devil card. You're bound to it. You're binding yourself to that. The only way to embody and know that there's something different is to allow yourself to experience it. At which point, then we myelinate new neural pathways and we recode at a deep cellular level a new way of being, new possibilities. Okay? All righty. I hope that it finds whoever it is meant for. It's been a busy week, so hopefully I'll be able to come back on again. I had a little, let me tell you, this little mosquito that I couldn't find made its way up my dress yesterday and decided it was going to travel. And all I did was walk from the door to the car, and it had already ate me. I was like, that little, I'm smashing everything every which way. I got several, let me tell you. Sorry, ADD in the moment. would take that as you feeling and experiencing the timelines shifting for you. That's what I would say. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. Thank you for joining. Again, hope this found whoever it was for. I was gonna say made for. I don't know. Whoever it was for. And I will see you later this week, okay?